The lipstick smear wasn't hers, and neither was her heart. The lipstick on my cheek was a deep scarlet, not the shade my wife ever wore, not her brand, but it was the exact shade of betrayal. Her name is now Cassandra, and we had been married for 10 years. A decade of birthdays, of burnt breakfasts in bed, of I love you whispered through bathroom doors. All of it meant something once. She staggered in that night, swaying slightly, heels in one hand, the smell of cheap tequila and an unfamiliar floral perfume trailing behind her like smoke. "Sorry I'm late, babe," she slurred, her words coated in that tipsy giggle I once adored. She leaned in, kissed my cheek, the one still marked with lipstick that wasn't hers, and let out a laugh like it was all a joke. But my heart didn't laugh. Clenched. This wasn't the first time Cassandra had come home late claiming girls' night ran long. In fact, they'd become suspiciously frequent over the past couple of months. The missed calls, the quick glances at her phone, the sudden, obsessive interest in her appearance. She started hiding behind excuses that didn't quite add up, averting her eyes when she spoke. I tried convincing myself it was just in my head, that maybe I was overthinking. But something inside me, something ancient and instinctual, had begun to stir. That night, she passed out before she could tell me anything more. And then it buzzed. Her phone. Once, then twice. The screen lit up. The contact name. Spa Day. I wish I hadn't, but I did. Picked it up. My hands shook as I read the message. "Last night was amazing. I miss you already." My blood turned to ice. My breath caught in my throat. I unlocked her phone. What I found wasn't just a text. It was weeks of messages. Conversations filled with late-night rendezvous, hotel room numbers, whispered dreams of a shared future, none of which included me. But it wasn't the texts that destroyed me. It was the voicemails. I played the first. A man's voice, silky, self-assured. "Hey beautiful, just thinking about you. Can't wait to feel you against me again tomorrow." Then came the second voicemail, her voice. Like, breathless, euphoric. "Oh Nathan, I think about you all the time. I don't know what this is, but it feels like everything." His name echoed in my head. Nathan. Over and over. A stranger's name, now tattooed on the ruins of my marriage. I didn't rage. I didn't cry. I just sat there, surrounded by the pieces of a life I thought I knew. The next morning she stumbled into the kitchen, clutching her head like it hurt worse than the secret she carried. I handed her a cup of coffee, calm as ever. "How was your night out with the girls?" "Yes." She smiled weakly. "Too much tequila, I think." "I'm sure," I said. "Did you go to the spa too?" Her hand froze mid-sip. A tremor ran through her fingers. Coffee splashed onto the table. What? I pulled her phone from my pocket. No words. Just pressed play. Her voice, saying that name, filled the silence between us like a scream. Her face turned pale. Her lips parted but nothing came out. Only the sound of her guilt filled the room. I can explain," she finally said. I didn't yell. I didn't throw things. I just stared at her, into her, and asked one question. "Who is Nathan?" And just like that, the last wall between us crumbled. She admitted it all. Nathan was a colleague. They met at some corporate retreat months ago. The girls' nights. Fabricated windows of time in which she erased me from her life to live a secret one with him. She said it was a mistake. A stupid, emotional spiral she didn't know how to stop. But the truth was clearer than ever. It wasn't a single mistake. It was a carefully nurtured betrayal. I didn't scream. Planned. I found Nathan easily. Social media made it effortless. He worked at a rival marketing agency. Married. 2 kids. One evening I waited. Just outside his office. The cold wind stung my cheeks, but I barely noticed. When he finally came out, I stepped into the light. He saw me and stopped cold. "You're Cassandra's husband." "That's right," I said. He tried to talk, to explain, but I didn't give him the chance. I showed him everything. The text, the voicemails, his voice, hers. Their fantasy built on the corpse of my marriage. I watched him deflate like a punctured balloon. "You wrecked my life," I told him, my voice as cold as the air around us. "Now I'm going to watch yours fall apart too." I turned and walked away. Didn't threaten. Didn't touch him. I didn't have to. Weeks later, I heard his wife left him. Took the kids. His company launched an investigation. His name became a whisper in HR corridors. Meanwhile, I filed for divorce. Cassandra begged, wept, made promises. But it was too late. The woman I loved had become someone I didn't recognize. A stranger behind familiar eyes. I sold the house. Packed up 10 years of memories. Burned the rest emotionally. The rebuilding was slow. Some nights I couldn't sleep. Some mornings I didn't want to get out of bed. But I did. Had to. And somewhere in the dust of my destruction, I started again. I reconnected with friends. Picked up photography again. I traveled. I lived. Years passed. One quiet afternoon I walked into a coffee shop, and there she was. Cassandra. She looked older. Tired. Worn out in a way that makeup couldn't hide. We spoke. Cordially. Gently. Like people who once loved each other deeply but now only shared echoes. She apologized again. This time I forgave her. Not for her. For me. Forgiveness isn't about forgetting or excusing. It's about releasing yourself from the weight of someone else's choices. I walked out of that coffee shop feeling lighter than I had in years. The lipstick stain, the one that started it all, had long since faded. So had the pain. But the lessons, they stayed. I wasn't just a man broken by betrayal. I was a man who survived it. And that's a kind of victory no one can ever take away. If you like this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you never miss another episode of Real Stories, Raw Emotions, and Hard-Won Healing. Thank you for watching. Stay strong out there.